that have participated in Green Plus, and they'll sum up in about 2 minutes what I'll then take 20 minutes to say. If there's volume. Or there might not be volume, in which case it's okay. So I don't know quite how the volume on this system works.
It might be off on the computer.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do for the moment is jump into the slideshow so you don't have to wait any longer. Good. Can everybody see that pretty well? Okay. So if you go to our website, which is gogreenplus.org, you can see two businesses. One's the Chapel Hill Restaurant Group. It's Greg Overbeck, and they own restaurants. They own Spanky's, Mez in Durham, 411 West,
518 West,
518, and Squids. Yes. So they have been around for 15 plus years, and a lot of the green initiatives that they have participated in they've developed over time, and they do everything from incredible waste reduction, and which actually saves them money, so they recycle all their food scraps with local farmers, to recently doing a LEED design building. And the LEED design building in its first 8 months online has saved them upwards of $60,000 in energy. They expect to break even on the extras that they put into that building in about a year and a half. And then Barbara Jessie Black is in the video too, and she runs the PTA thrift store in Chapel Hill and Carborough, and she talks a lot about how they have a big waste. They have waste from their program because people bring things. Sometimes they can resell those for the benefit of the schools, sometimes they can't. And so she started a scrap metal recycling program, which has actually made their nonprofit additional money and a variety of other things. So I won't run it on the web, because when you're doing wireless to the computer, then it looks like we're watching the moon landing from 40 years ago. But I think they're good because they kind of sum up from a smaller organization standpoint how the program has helped them. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background, but spend most of the time taking your questions and discussing with you. So I'll stand here for now. Can everybody hear me all right? Because I'm also not going to use the micros, okay? So in a nutshell, I mean, what's going on right now? I don't know if you saw recently, but about 6 weeks ago, the Walmart Corporation, so the largest retailer in the history of the world, started asking every one of its suppliers 15 questions. 10 questions about the environment and 5 questions about their interactions with people, so their suppliers, their employees, and the like. So there's a standard now. It used to be that you had governmental regulation, you used to have some consumer demand for green stuff. Well, now you even have really big company demand for this. And even if your company or your organization never has interaction with a company of that size, that's going to really set the stage for a lot of things that will happen. Basically, buyers are demanding a different set of standards. And so what is Green Plus? Green Plus specifically is to provide small and medium-sized businesses and nonprofits with affordable, practical tools, not only to be more green, but also to engage your employees better, engage your community better, and also to improve your operations. So to improve your profitability if you're a small business, or to improve your basic operations also if you're a nonprofit. So the first part of this is educational. There's a fairly quick exam which covers your operations performance, your green initiatives in energy, water, waste reduction, transportation, and then also your employee and your community performance. And so when you do that, you get then feedback from one of a number of graduate students, either at Duke or UNC, and I'll talk about that partnership in a little bit. The second thing that Green Plus is designed to do is to give you access to a network of people for advice or to basically promote your organization or your project or product. So last year we tested sort of this whole process in North Carolina and Ohio. We wanted a variety of neighborhoods, a variety of different kinds of businesses. And what businesses said to us is, I'd love to be connected with some university expertise, but I'd also love to be connected to a business that's in my field, or that maybe is in my supply chain. Because I think that there's some things that the universities will know and that they'll have done some work on, but there's some things which are kind of obscure. So Larry Tilley, for instance, who runs Acme Plumbing and HVAC here in Durham, he said, you know, some of the things are so specific to my business that I'd be better off if you could connect me with someone like me. And so the networking component is the second big part of GreenPlus. And the third part is branding. So for some organizations, and especially I think in communities like this, your customers, your buyers, the people who come to see your exhibitions, they're concerned about your practices. They're concerned about everybody's practices. And this GreenPlus gives you a way to demonstrate with third-party validation what you've done, basically. There are three kind of elements to the GreenPlus brand, so talking about that recognition component. First, there's a component where if you complete the exam and you engage in the process, you get some recognition as a mover. So you have a page on our directory, you can reach out to other businesses or nonprofits in our group. And if you have a high level of, a high score in all three areas, so across performance, across your environmental practices and your people practices, you can be certified GreenPlus. And the certification is becoming a national standard. GreenPlus is now the official small and medium enterprise sustainability program for the American Chamber of Commerce executives. The ACCE is a 1,300 Chamber of Commerce organization with 1.2 million businesses, 90% in the US and 10% in Canada. So GreenPlus certification is something that we think fairly soon will be recognized from Vancouver to Charlotte. And this is an example of a recent Pennsylvania company that remanufactures and recycles printer components and machinery, and sort of how they have celebrated working their way through the process. And I want to take a minute to talk about what we mean by sustainability. So we're not, again, GreenPlus is green plus performance and plus people. It's not purely a green certification. So when we talk about sustainability, we're not talking about doing things that require huge capital outlays from you up front. We're talking about things that save you money while helping you be more responsible and being good to your community. This is designed to be a broad program. And the program, to give you an idea of some of the types of businesses and nonprofits that have participated, it's well designed for professional offices. We have lawyers and CPAs who do it. Restaurants and hotels are doing it. Landscapers, Bland Landscaping was one of the, in this area, was one of the first landscapers to sign up. The first Durham business, Riley Life Inc., is a warehousing and logistics business. And then we have our first furniture company has just gone through the process and is working towards certification. And also we have a number of printing and digital media companies. So this is a broad process. It's designed specifically to cover smaller enterprise, but it's not product specific. So some businesses say, well, I don't know, I don't build anything, so is it relevant to me? Or, I don't, is it, too specific? And it's designed to look at your management practices broadly and help you in that sense. So a little bit about how this developed. About 2.5 years ago, a combination of centers at Duke and UNC got together with chambers of commerce, this chamber and the Chapel Hill Carrboro Chamber. And they said, well, so most businesses and most employers are organizations with 50 or fewer people. So those are the organizations that really touch the most people on the street. But all of the resources for pursuing a green and sustainable education and certification are really geared toward people who have a lot more money. And so if you're Cisco or you're Walmart or you're Apple, you can hire